Hey, what's up guys? My name is 4am and welcome back to the channel. The Echoing Void DLC brought us the end to Minecraft Dungeons. Along with it, we got our hands on some very awesome new uniques to find, and in this series, I will show you every single one of them, where you can find them, and if they might be useful for a future build. Of course, I will show you which enchantment would work best on them, so guys, let's check out today's item, the Swift Striker. Before we get started, I quickly wanted to say a special thanks to the members who are currently supporting the channel. If you also enjoy watching my content, you can help me grow it even more by becoming a member and unlock awesome exclusive perks. Already a big thanks. The Swift Striker is a single dagger which you can get your hands on exclusively on the Echoing Void DLC. This one can only be found on the End Wilds right there in the Backstabber family, because this is the common or rare variant. Like every other item, you should always put the levels on default difficulty if you want to have a higher chance of finding them. Of course, if you want to get your hands on the maximum enchantment slots, always go for the maximum apocalypse. I didn't playtest a lot with the Swift Striker as I wasn't able to get my hands on one with a decent roll, but you can already tell that this is going to be a pretty interesting item because of its first built-in enchantment. On the common or rare variant, the Backstabber, we already find a extra damage on suspecting enemies, which is a tier 1 ambush. Attacks on mobs that are not actively targeting you deal increased damage, which is plus 15% damage on level 1. It's not spectacular, but I think it can be pretty cool for assassination builds. I actually found a Backstabber which is gilded with a built-in tier 2 stunning, so that means I have a pretty high chance of stunning my target every time when I hit it. And this also makes the target unsuspecting, because of course it doesn't know you're around. So if I just equip this bad boy for a second, you can see exactly what I mean with this. So if we hit the target dummy here, we have a crit, 139 damage. Once again, 139. Every time when we hit the target dummy, we'll deal bonus damage. And where should we check it out this time? I think we should go to the Arkhaven and try this one on Apocalypse level 7 plus 15. Alright, so here we are. Let's search our very first victim. So with this weapon, we want to deal bonus damage to unsuspecting enemies. If they already know where you are, what you're doing, of course you won't deal bonus damage. But what could work very well in combination with this weapon is actually the Shadow Shifter, because this one allows you to turn invisible. Right now I don't have enough souls, but let's just deal with the first mobs we have right here. So if I shoot my Void Crossbow, kill something, I go into Shadow form, and I can of course assassinate mobs, deal bonus damage. Of course this will really make the damage scale up big time, so it doesn't count as the 15%. But let me show you what a normal hit would look like. So if I hit a target, of course that knows that I'm coming, it would hit for 121,000 right there. Once again, 121,000, and the final hit is 181 because of course it's the final blow, the final attack animation. However, if we can stun something, we can actually deal even more damage, because then the targets become unsuspecting. For example, let's test it on this skeleton right here. See, right there, 200,000 and 139,000, so that definitely means that we deal 15% more damage every time when we hit something that is already stunned. So if we're going back to the camp, of course you know that the target dummy is always unsuspecting. So you also hear the sound of the ambush crit pretty much, which you could also see in the left of the screen. So we deal 139 damage and 208 as final strike. But right now, if we activate the Shadow Shifter, guys, and we backstab this bad boy, look at that, over 1 million damage. I think this is going to be extremely cool if you have a build which allows you, of course, to constantly go into stealth. For example, with this crossbow. Right now, I don't get into stealth because we won't be able to kill this bad boy. But then you could constantly shift. For example, shoot your target, get into stealth, backstab it, I don't know, do a roll, then shoot again, get in stealth once again. Just keep backstabbing enemies. I think that is going to be extremely cool. This, of course, only was the common or rare variant of the Swift Striker. So right now, the Swift Striker itself, this one also has a built-in sometimes strikes twice, which is pretty much the Echo enchantment. A tier 1 Echo has a 5-second cooldown. Some of your attacks can be followed up by another attack in rapid succession. Personally, I think this only works well for very slow weapons that already hit like a truck. Personally, I only think this is interesting for very slow weapons, as they already have a very high base damage and of course take some time to swing. But if you combine this with the backstab to of course deal bonus damage to unsuspecting targets, I think it can be pretty cool. On this Swift Striker though, I didn't find the best enchantments, but of course we can try out something which could be pretty cool. So first off, I'm gonna put a Void Strike on there to increase the damage by maximum 600%. Then we also have the Illager's Bane or the Free Refreshment. I am not really sure what I will take right here. I just leave it blank for this showcase purpose. And then I'm also going to take the Pain Cycle to deal quintuple damage every time when I strike my enemy. And what's also pretty cool is that with the Swift Strike, the Pain Cycle actually charges up a little bit quicker as well. Look at that. There we go. Pain Cycle is ready. Now we can go into stealth mode and deal bonus damage to our target. Look at that, 6.2 million damage right there. Unfortunately, the Pain Cycle stack doesn't strike twice with the Echo, but you can already make some pretty cool combos with this. So let's hit the target there a bit one more time. 4, 5, Pain Cycle ready. Shadow Shifter, bam, look at that. 27 million damage right there. You can definitely tell that you can make some pretty funky builds with this Assassination combo. I'm gonna do that once again. Gong of Weakening, bam, 99 million damage. Oh boy, this is so much fun. So right now you guys are probably thinking which enchantment would be very awesome for the Swift Striker. This really depends on your build in my opinion, because of course if you want to focus on Assassination, get into stealth with a Swift Striker and focus on those kind of kills, you can go for entirely different enchantments compared with what you would otherwise do on a standard build where you don't really focus on stealth. So, of course, if you're not going for stealth, I think the stunning is going to be really interesting because you have a chance to temporarily stun enemies, 50% chance to trigger. That, of course, allows you to constantly benefit of the extra damage of the Backstab. So let me just put this one to the maximum tier as well and hit the target dummy. So if you're playing with a Deathcap Mushroom, you can actually hit this one very quickly, and you can see that the stunning is actually almost always applying. 50% chance is pretty high, so of course you will always deal the bonus damage as well. You only have a small chance of it disappearing sometimes, so still I think the 50% bonus damage is pretty cool. Of course, we already talked about the Void Strike multiple times these days. It's by far one of the most powerful enchantments for melee weapons, which you can get your hands on as of right now. It's not as powerful on very high speed weapons in comparison with moderate speed weapons, but still it can make a huge difference and will be way more powerful in comparison with the sharpness. Plus 600% maximum damage multiplier on the maximum tier. I think you should definitely get your hands on this one. Because this is a pretty quick weapon, I think ranges could be interesting. So you have a 20% chance to spawn a circular area that heals you and all allies within the area. But at the same time, if you're going to focus on backstabbing, I think you don't want to constantly hit your target. And then instead, I think the leeching is going to be better. Because right now, of course, we're going to focus on ambushing, trying to one-hit kill mobs every single time. So of course, you will instantly take them down. You don't have to punch them a couple times for the radius to proc. You will get 9% of the mob's max HP every time when you assassinate them. So leeching will be more interesting. Of course, you can also focus on a refreshment build. I think this is pretty cool if you want to reduce your health potions cooldown every time when you defeat a mob, allow you to heal again more quickly. This works very well in combination with surprise gift. So whenever you use a healing potion, you sometimes create random consumables. So you can actually get your hands on things like the strength potion, swiftness potion, and also a shadow brew. So you will deal even more damage every time when you get out of stealth, or of course have some more raw damage with the strength potion in general when you cannot go into stealth. Of course, critical hit could be very interesting, but at the same time with only a 20% chance to trigger, and if you're already attempting to one-hit kill those mobs without too many hits, I think this one would be overkill. Instead, what I think would be pretty interesting for this kind of build would be the Guarding Strike, because you probably have glass cannon gear, so you will hit like a truck, but also are extremely squishy on the battlefield. So every time when you assassinate a target, you actually get a shield for 4 seconds, which reduces all incoming damage by 50%. That can definitely help out in tough situations. Then we also have things like the Swirling. Hitting an enemy with a last attack in a combo performs a swirling attack to damage nearby enemies. Not really sure if you want to focus on this one, as it is going to be solely for assassination. And then we also have the Shockwave right there. Could be cool, but not on this weapon. If you're gonna be the guy to sneak behind enemy lines and take down those enchanted mobs before your allies can get there, I think enchanting could actually be extremely cool. 100% bonus damage against enchanted enemies. I think this is gonna be really nice to take them down very quickly. And then of course, last but not least, we also have the Dynamo. Adds damage to the next attack after rolling, with multiple rolls stacking the damage effect. I think this can be really awesome to one-hit kill bosses, especially if you work with the Shadow Shifter, the Gong of Weakening, all those enchantments and artifacts. So there you have it, the Swift Striker, the final item which I had to showcase for this Echoing Void DLC showcase series. I hope you like this one. Alright, so there you have it, everything you need to know about this Echoing Void exclusive new unique. What are your thoughts about this item? Already found one with nice enchantments? Make sure to leave it in the comments down below. And of course, if you found this video helpful, please take a moment to hit that like button as it helps me out a lot. Also, if you are new to the channel, make sure to subscribe for future Minecraft and Minecraft Dungeons content because a lot more is coming your way. Right now though, it is 4 AM out. I'll catch you guys in the next live stream or video. Take care. Peace.